me start with the recording. Okay, it looks like we're live.
All right, thank you, Sean. With that, we'll call the June 28th, 2021 meeting of the Richmond Zoning Board to order. Consistent with the governor's executive order, this meeting is being teleconferenced live on Zoom. I'll do a roll call of the members. Chair Nick Solitro is present. Vice Chair Jeff Valencourt.
Jeff Valencourt, present.
Chelsea Battinger.
Present.
Daniel Jarsfer.
Present.
Karen Bazzano. She's not present. She's traveling. Lindsay Hannon.
Present.
All right. Got everybody. We also have present our town solicitor, Karen Ellsworth, town planner, Sean Lacey, zoning official, Bo Brown, zoning clerk, Sam Patton, and our stenographer, Caroline Dion, as well as Tony Santilli was here. In order to maintain order and avoid background noise, we'll keep everybody who's not on the panel muted for each agenda item and unmute those individuals wishing to speak as we move through the agenda. If you're joining us on Zoom and wish to engage the panel, you can simply use the raise your hand feature. It's an option on your mobile device or desktop. If you're joining by phone, you'll need to dial *9 to raise your hand. And then once you're called upon, you'll dial *6 to unmute yourself. Again, since we're doing this remotely, I'll remind the board members to the best we can. I know sometimes we forget to identify yourself before you're speaking so that everybody who's joining us, whether it be on the cell phone or whatnot, knows who's speaking. That being said, we'll go to the approval of minutes of March 22nd, 2021. Has everybody had an opportunity to review those minutes?
Yes.
All right, I have as well. Were there any issues with those minutes, members of the board?
I thought fine. I'll go ahead and move the approval.
All right, do we have a second?
That was Dan charged for.
Who seconded?
Chelsea Battinger, I second.
All right, motion second. All in favor? Nick Solitro, aye.
Chelsea Battinger, aye.
Lindsay Hannon, aye.
Jeff Valencourt, aye.
Daniel charged for aye.
All right, so the minutes from March 22nd, 2021 are approved. That brings us to new business, which is the application of Ping Zhu. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. Of 50 Clearview Drive in Richmond for a special use permit to establish an accessory dwelling unit in the basement of an existing house pursuant to section 1836-040 and section 1852-060 of the Richmond zoning ordinance. Is the applicant here this evening?
They are, Mr. Chair. Yep, I see Miles Stock still has their hand raised, so I'm going to allow that individual to speak.
Great.
And I think
Hi there, can you hear me?
yourself.
Yes, I can hear you.
Great, thanks. This is Randy Stockstill. I'm here to represent my wife, Ping Zhu, who submitted the application. First of all, for some reason it says Miles. That's my oldest son. I don't know why his name is on my Zoom, but this is Randy Stockstill.
Very good. Mr. Stockstill, you're also an owner of this property, correct?
Yes, well, we actually sold the property today, was the closing. So when we submitted the application with Ms. Patton, we were the owners, but we had the sale, funny enough, it happened to fall on today.
Okay. I'll just ask our solicitor. Karen, any concerns with that? Where does that leave us?
Technically speaking, if there is, if the applicant and the owner are different parties, we need something in writing from the owner. The owner has to be a party to the application. I understand why that wasn't done in this case, because obviously it's a coincidence, I think, that the sale took place on the same day that the zoning board hearing took place. What was that a sale to like a third party? Did you sell the house? Like, did you list the house and sell it, or did you sell it to a family member or something like that?
No, it was to a third party.
Oh, I can't hear him at all. A lot of feedback with paper.
Hello, can you hear me? Is there feedback with me?
Let's
No,
try it.
Not you. Sean, could we mute Tony? I think it's his cell phone.
Okay, all right, yeah, so I can speak to the timing. Yeah, it was a coincidence. When we actually submitted the application, we were under the impression that the zoning board meeting was gonna be June 4th. So we would never have, gone through with it if we'd have known, that it would have been after the fact, just to make everything easier, So sorry about that. I think that I don't know if there was just a miscommunication between us, but at one point we thought it was going to be June 4th, and then we got an email saying it was going to be June 14th. So I don't know if you guys had just pushed it back or what, but as far as the timing, that's what happened, and it was sold to a third party, another local resident here in Rhode Island.
Yeah, that presents a problem because technically if it's owned by somebody else, that person has to be the applicant or an applicant along with you.
Okay.
You know if did that person buy it because the accessory apartment was going to be there?
No, that wasn't part of our purchase and sales agreement. It wasn't listed anywhere as part of our closing. So it wasn't part of legally, like speaking, what we had laid out in our P&S.
So you don't really need it because you're not going to be there.
I mean, we don't. I mean, the reason that we initially put it in was we thought it would help with the sale of our house. And I guess in this market, maybe we should have just been a little bit more patient. But we were able to find a buyer in about 2 weeks. So at that point, we were kind of already 1 foot into the application, and I think we had maybe already dropped the check off to Miss Patton. So I mean, I don't know if there's a way for you guys to, I don't know, is there a way to suspend the application and possibly give the buyer some more time?
You can, you can withdraw the application, or you can ask the board to continue the public hearing for a month and find out from the new owner whether he wants to go ahead with the application.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of disappointed. I thought he was going to be here as well to speak on behalf of the application. I mean, we gave him all the information, the application number and the meeting info. So, whatever you guys think, I'll take your advice on what do you think the best route is.
Well, do you think that the new owner is going to be interested in having this accessory apartment?
Possibly. I mean, I think when we didn't put anything in our P&S about it, but I think that they wanted us to keep the application open, so that's why we did. As a kind of
they're aware of the application.
Yeah, they're definitely aware of the application. We sent them the application copy of it, and also Miss Patton's direct contact info. We haven't been talking to the buyer, so we don't know if they reached out to you guys or not.
My suggestion is that you ask the board to continue the application for 1 month, and during that time find out from the new owner if he is interested in going forward with the application. And if he is, he needs to get in touch with Samantha Patton or somebody else in the department to sign the appropriate paperwork so that he can go forward with the application himself. Because at this point, you no longer have any standing because you're not the owner of the property.
Sure, that makes sense. I will ask the board to extend it for a month, so we can contact the seller and have him reach out to you guys. And thanks for everybody for. I hope I didn't waste your time here, but I appreciate you guys getting together for this.
No problem. This is Chair Nick Solitro. Thank you, Karen. And I think I opened Pandora's box by accident. Mr. Stockstill, you started by saying, oh, you're representing your wife. I just wanted everybody to be clear that you were also a property owner. I didn't want anybody thinking you were a lawyer or representing somebody without being admitted to the bar in Rhode Island. I think that's the dang lawyer in me speaking without thinking. I had no idea. I had no idea there was a closing today. So maybe we might have helped you down the road with something going forward that ultimately wouldn't have withstood approval by the board because of something of a technicality. So to that extent, I stumbled on that myself. That being said, Mr. Stockstill, I think it makes sense that you pursue that advice or the suggestion the solicitor made. And to your request, I'll make a motion to continue this matter to next month's meeting. Is there a second to that motion?
I second that.
Thank you, Jeff. With a motion and a second, all in favor, Nick Solitro, aye.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I was trying to unmute myself, but I didn't.
You need a date certain,
You need
right?
to continue it to a date certain.
Sure. Sam, what do we have?
July 26th.
Nick, just for your information, I live on Clearview, so I knew the house was being sold, so I was going to raise that as a question at some
Okay.
point. We'd have got there one way or another anyway.
I'm glad I feel bad. I was just trying to help. Thanks, Daniel. So I'll amend my motion to continue this matter to a date certain, July 26, 2021. Is there a second, Jeff?
I second that.
Thank you, Jeff. All in favor, Nick Solitro, aye.
Jeff Valencourt, aye.
Chelsea Batenger, aye.
Lindsay Hannon, aye.
Daniel Jarst for aye.
All right. I think
So,
everybody.
Nick, can I ask Daniel, if he lives within 200 feet of this property?
No,
Okay, so you don't need to recuse yourself.
no.
Okay, great.
I considered that, but no, we're down the hill
Okay,
like 3/4 of a mile, something like that.
okay.
Sure.
I just wanted to mention that just in case you needed 5 other people for next month, but it looks like you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, my lot's 200 feet and it's a whole bunch more lots before you get up there.
Okay, you're safe.
All right. Well, it's a little less than what we expected tonight. So that brings us to adjournment. That was the last matter on our calendar, unless I'm missing something. All right. That being said, I'll make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Motion and a second. All in favor? Nick Solitro, aye.
Chelsea Batenger, aye.
Lindsay
Jeff
Hannon, aye.
Valencourt, aye.
Daniel Jarst for aye.
All right, guys. I guess that's it. I don't know whether to apologize or what, but I walked into that one. But I guess I'll see you all in a month.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Right, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.